back to Linda's Pantry, and today I'm doing my second video for Canuary. All the participants, there's 15 channels participating in this wonderful collaboration put on by Lisa from Sutton's Daze. Thank you, Lisa, for inviting me, and I am super excited. I had one video in mind and I had to change the game at the last minute because I couldn't find the jars I needed for the video. I'll still produce the video for you at some point, but it won't be this Canuary. So I'm gonna make applesauce and we're gonna water bath can it. It's a high acid food. It's wonderful. And I've got about, I'm guessing, about 12 pounds of apples. I'm using the recipe out of the Complete Book of Home Preserving by Ball. This is on page 182. It calls for 12 pounds of apples, 3 cups of granulated sugar, 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm gonna add an extra ingredient. It won't change the canning process. It'll be fantastic. And then you're gonna process these for 20 minutes. I'm doing these in pint jars, but I need to wash these. Apples from the grocery store have a waxy coating on them, and they need to be washed anyway. So we're gonna grab a paring knife, and this couldn't be easier. Just get all your stickers off of there. Let's get something to put those on. And I've got a sink here started with some hot water, and I've got my Fit fruit and veggie wash. I'm gonna pour a good capful in there of that. It's a tablespoon per half gallon of water, but this stuff works really good. And I'm gonna let these apples soak for about 15 minutes while I finish getting the rest of my stuff together to put the canning process together. Anyways, guys, I'm super excited. Now, if you're gonna do the apples this way, you're gonna need a food mill. And that's why it's so easy. I don't have to peel and core these. I am going to wash them. I'm going to, oh, and I wanted to let you know I'm using Honey Crisp and a Pink Lady, half and half. So it's gonna be a delicious combination. Honey Crisp are probably my favorites, but I like the Pink Ladies too. And they'll add a little bit different spin to the applesauce. And so get all your stickers. This one had 3 stickers on it. He was over stickered. And, well, this one's got 2. Yeah, the guy that was doing these, he was making sure. All right, so I'm gonna get all my apples in here, soak them, and as soon as I get that done, I will bring you back and we are gonna get busy. Now, you can adjust the sugar level. Apples are a high acid food. We're not making jam, so you can add less sugar if that's too sweet. I'll probably start with 2 cups and go from there. I want it sweet, but I don't want it overly sweet. That would not be enjoyable for me. So now, got all the stickers off, all the apples are in place, and I'll be back when I'm drying them off. Show you what I do next. Okay, so I've got my apples all rinsed off, and all I'm gonna do is cut them. I am gonna quarter them, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the core out. Does that make sense? I don't know if I want all that floating around. So I'm just gonna get the core out, slice it one more time, throw it in my water. I've just got enough water to cover the apples. I want them all about the same, about the size you would put in an apple pie. My mouth's watering, I love these apples. Anyways, so that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna be slicing these up, and depending on the firmness, these are nice firm apples, is gonna depend on how long they need to cook. They need to cook until they're soft enough for you to put a fork through, and that they'll go through the food mill. Does that make sense? So that's how easy this is. It really doesn't, this is the most time consuming part. And my jars are in the canner, getting hot, that water bath canner. I've got my Fresh Tech, and if you if you've never used one, there's a link down in my Amazon store that's in the description box below. Everything I use on a regular basis is down there. So if you need a food mill, or you need one of these canners, or even my Cuisinart stock pot, you'll find it in the Amazon store. Anyway, okay, so simple. It's gonna go pretty fast. And yeah, you can compost these apple cores too. It just is going to make it easier to go through the food mill. It's not that much work, honestly. When you think about it, the skins are going to go one way, and yeah. So I've got my lemon juice measured off. As soon as I get these on the stove, then I will get my sugar measured out and what I'm going to start with, and we'll keep going. All right, I'll be back when these are all in the pot. Okay, so the apples cooked for about a half hour, and I'm just gonna pull them out. They're soft. You can see they're falling apart a little bit. As soon as they're soft enough to go through your food mill, or you could put these, I mean, you could peel and core and put them in a blender if you'd like. I mean, there's plenty of ways to do this. But this is how I'm gonna do it because it's easy. And this is hot. I'm putting it into my 5-quart pan. So you're just gonna mill this down, get your applesauce, and it's gonna make it super smooth. And any of the core that's left and any of the peels will be in the top here. And your applesauce puree is down there. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and continue. Once I've got all of this pureed in here, then I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna, let's see, we're gonna put our sugar and lemon juice. And I was going to use fresh lemon juice, but you really should use bottled lemon juice when you're canning. So I did bottled lemon juice. And then my secret spice, very little of it, but I am going to put a little bit of a secret in there. It pairs well with apples and pears. You can do the same process and make a pear sauce if you'd like. Pear sauce. This would be the same kind of process if you were going to make pear butter or an apple butter. You're going to want to get these peels off, right? It takes a little bit, but hey, you're going to get a workout. Okay, I'll be back. Ooh, yummy. I'll be back when I'm ready to show you the rest of the story. Okay, so I've got all my applesauce in here, and it says that it renders 8 pints, but I think I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. I don't see 8 in there. Okay, my secret ingredient is a ½ teaspoon of cardamom. Cardamom has a floral note. It's absolutely wonderful, and it pairs really, really well with, okay, 4 tablespoons, excuse me, of lemon juice, bottled lemon juice. We're going to get this in here, and then we need our sugar, and we're going to start with 2 cups, and I'm going to taste it to make sure it's sweet enough. I don't want it too sweet. Let's try even 1 cup. Let's stir in 1 and see where that flavor comes. Since it's not 8 pints worth, there's no way that's 8 pints of applesauce. But isn't it beautiful? It's beautiful, just a gorgeous golden color. Let's get a little bite of that and see if it's sweet enough. If it is, we're good. Wow. It's tart, sweet, but I think it needs another cup. All right, and that's all I'm going to put in there. I actually am going to put, I got a little piece of skin slipped in there. We'll get that out of there. And I'm actually going to add another half teaspoon of cardamom. So 1 teaspoon of cardamom for the whole thing. And there you go. You could add cinnamon, you could do whatever you want. I don't want cinnamon in there because if I pair this with you know, just something that doesn't go well with cinnamon, I don't want to be stuck in that flavor profile. I just want really pretty basic applesauce. Let's taste that again. Nothing wrong with that. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh, and that's perfectly sweet. Okay. I'm going to put this on the stove to just simmer. I don't want it plopping and splattering, but I've got to get my jars over here. So we'll keep this hot. It's going in hot jars, and it's going to water bath can for 20 minutes for pints. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my applesauce, and I need my funnel. I've got my applesauce hot jars out of the canner. I pulled 3 of them out. And here we go. We're just jarring it up. Hot applesauce going in. Let's see if I can. Isn't that pretty? It's beautiful. It's nice, thick applesauce. And I want it to bubble. And I believe, let's see what the headspace, I believe, excuse me, headspace is, well, shoot, 1/2 inch. I felt like I was right on that. So you're just going to make sure you debubble, all right? And you want 1/2 inch of headspace, which means, yeah, it's a little bit above. If you're not sure, your debubbling tool has, and then last minute check on the rims. This debubbling tool has markers on it, but that's 1/2 inch right there. Little above that. And I'm going to grab a ring. These are going to go on finger tight. Ooh, hot. Okay, finger tight. In the canner it goes to wait for the rest of the crew. Isn't that beautiful? Mmm, yum. And as I do that, I'm going to pull out another jar and we'll rotate jars. So hot jars, hot stuff coming through. All right. This is going to be so good. We'll see how many, if I'm a good guess or not. I don't think I think 5 or 6 is all I'm going to get out of this, but I could be wrong. We'll see if Ball's recipe is spot on or not. 1/2 inch of headspace, wipe the rim, grab you a lid, and I do soak these. I pour some of the water out of the canner and soak them in hot water. It expands that plasticine on there. Okay, this doesn't want to thread. For some reason, this one, there we go, maybe. There we go. Got to get it on there. Fingertip tight. That's it, right? And in the canner she goes to wait for the rest. Oh, it's going to be so nice to have this. I am super excited about that. You want at least 1 inch of water over your jars in the canner. So, oops. Actually, I'm going to grab this one. It's the coolest. You want at least 1 inch to 2 inches of water above your jars in the canner, so you can get heat surrounding the whole jar, everything. Okay, and oh, that one is overfilled, so we're going to grab, not by much, but just enough that it could, if you overfill, you could end up with a fail, and you don't want to fail after all this work. That one's already, okay, so that's that. We'll grab a lid and a ring, and there you go. Finger tight, in the canner she goes. All right, I'll be back. I'll let you know how many I got. Okay, so you turn the canner to the canning dial for this canner, this Fresh Tech. One of the best things I've ever gotten. This was a gift. Anyway, you wait till it comes up to a rolling boil, then you start your timing, and it's going to can for 20 minutes. I came up with 7 pints exactly. So 7 pints, not 8. But that's okay. It depends on the density of the apples and how much they break down. But it's still going to be delicious. I can't wait. So while this is canning, I'll clean up that mess, and I'll bring you back when I'm pulling it out. So 20 minutes after it comes to a rolling boil that you can't stir down, and then after I turn that off, I'll take the lid off and let them sit in the canner for at least 5 minutes, and then we'll pull them out, and that's when I'll be back for you. Okay guys, so it's time to take these out of the canner, these 7 pints of beautiful applesauce. Oh, I'm super excited. So here it is. Isn't it pretty? I want you to see it in the best light. Let's see. I don't know. I guess there isn't a best light. Anyways, the sun's trying to come through the glass. Aren't they beautiful? And this is shelf stable for as long as you need it. If canned properly, you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to put this down on the canning mat here and get the rest of them out. I opened the canner. It's been sitting here, probably closer to 10 minutes, only because I was out gathering firewood and bringing that in my little area in the garage. Set aside for the week's firewood so it stays nice and dry. Anyway, 7 pints. I'm so excited. I haven't had homemade applesauce in so long because I'm not going to just make a small batch of it and, and then it's gone. So this way, whenever I have a hankering or have a dish like, a pork dish that I want applesauce in with that, it's all ready to go. It's right here. All right. Anyway, or a sweet snack. Yeah. All it is the apples and a little extra sugar. Some lemon juice and that beautiful cardamom. So I don't put vinegar in the canning water in a water bath canner. That way, there's so much water in that canner that I don't want to waste. So I will use that for dishwater, for watering plants, for all of that. That's another reason why I don't put the vinegar in. In fact, it is time to water plants. I just thought of that. So when that water cools down enough, I will be able to use the spout and fill up my watering jug. And there you go. Okay, guys, I hope this inspires you to can and make your own applesauce. And if you already do, leave me a comment and let me know if you do anything different or you have a little spin or a twist on it, because the cardamom is always just delicious, and I use it in my, I've got a carrot cake jam I use it in, there's a pear butter that I use it in, and so it's just one of those spices that it just really goes well with the apples and the pears. All right, guys, we'll see you next time for another delicious recipe, quite possibly using some applesauce. What would you use your applesauce in? Let me know. All right. Don't forget to leave a comment on all the Canuary videos. Lisa's giving away a canner on the last day. She's going to randomly pick a day of the month, and whoever landed on that day, she will do the YouTube random comment picker from that video. And if you live outside of the U.S., she's going to give you a $100 gift card so you can go buy your own canner. All right. So